Hello everybody, welcome to the first game. This is in a tournament against UK Commandos. Let's see how this turns out. I'm using my French Attrition deck. In theory this is designed to counter Commandos, but this is the first time I'm seriously testing it. Let's see how it turns out. Because I know it's Commandos, I'm immediately putting down any unit I can to draw potential fire later. I need to look as much as possible like a rush deck so he wastes orders trying to stop me rather than building up to Commandos, but so far, other than the pin, he's not taking the bait. There's now 10 HP in the field that can draw away fire from my HQ. He commits on turn 8. Sorry, he commits on turn 5. One out of 3 Commandos are down, and HQ has only lost 2 defense. He should have pinned the guard infantry. It attacks with 0 operation cost, and does more damage than the artillery. Here comes Commando Wave number 2. HQ is now only down 3 defense. I do the suppression first to give me more options to work with in case I get a really cool draw. Good habit to be in. It's down to 2 cards. And my HQ is matched with his, 17 to 17. I got even an extra draw there because the Jaeger was targeting my fighter, which was destroyed. Now I have a dilemma here. Either I put down the Grenadiers, or I put down the Moroccans to set up for HQ defense buffs later. I put down the Grenadiers. That way I'm well positioned for any future commando raid. It'll instantly destroy his commandos. He knows that, so he's trying to target it as much as possible. He surrenders. He still had 1 commando raid left, but with that guard unit, there was just no chance. Let's move on to the second match now. This one is against a highly unique American deck that relies on the British infantry to sabotage decks with orders. I think what this is designed initially to do is to counter Commandos, if I had to guess. If you raise the cost of Commando orders, that will slow them down dramatically. Unfortunately, he's facing me, though, not Commandos, but still, very interesting deck. And if you're interested, this is something to copy if you want to try to counter Commandos yourself. I'm just worried about the universal versatility of this deck. I'm sure it's great when you're fighting Commandos and order-heavy decks, but when you're not, it puts you in a tough spot. You'll see here. He thinks I'm a rush deck, so he overcommits to defending his HQ. No problem. I'm actually not. Now, I still have some orders, I have a lot of routes, but they're very cheap. I can still use them. How this works is he plays the guard unit that increases the cost of orders, then he plays that second British infantry unit which puts it on the top of his deck. You'll see here he reaches a max of 3 to 4 of those guards, making my orders insanely expensive. And attacks at a 5 too, it's very formidable, especially with artillery follow-up. I have to play a heavy card here. I have to commit my Panther D early. It's such a dangerous card, it demands a response, and I'll take away pressure from my other units. Two of them now. You can see capitulation's at 12 credits. Some people say that's how much it should cost. And rout is at 5. I make a mistake here and don't realize that tank is guarded. I have to use my guard infantry and then break through and attack the tank to get an extra draw. Call to the Colonies doesn't help much here. At this point, I'm just drawing and drawing, hoping to get something to deal with this. I've never encountered a deck like this before. It's unusual. This is my first time, so I have to get it right the first time or I lose this tournament. I reset to buy me more time. I still don't have a definitive solution to this interesting wall he set up. I've actually made the problem worse because he can use his British infantry to get more copies of that guard. At least I have a little time before it gets too expensive. And I can take them out one at a time with my Leopold. Now what I should have done here is I should have fired at his infantry with my fighter and then used the Buzz Bomb to get the kill. I already have enough draws. More draws aren't really the problem here. I've destroyed one, so those are 3 copies of that guard. And if I hadn't destroyed it, that'd be potentially 4. That would end a commando deck. But I can pick them off one at a time. In the background, my French guard is making all my units stronger. I should have put down my bomber when I had the chance, so it could benefit from the French guards. Suppression is the right move here. I need to get access to my orders again. Thankfully, I can do capitulate. I can just afford it. Here comes my bomber to clear up the routed units. And for follow-up, this deck has Retribution. It's very powerful. Now, I make a mistake here. I should have used my bomber to directly attack his American infantry in the backline, but I forgot about Retribution. I haven't seen it in so long. I'm out of practice. So I actually give him an extra Retribution card. I quickly realized my mistake, though. Hopefully it's not enough to cost me the game. That was the right move rather than the bomber. I have a chance of ending the game definitively there. It's better not to drag it out. He has a lot of powerful combos. Now he gets lucky here. Supply priorities puts it within range of destroying my Moroccans. The Retribution here is coming too late though. Leopold destroys the HQ and I win the game. Alright, time for the final match. This one is dangerous. Here we are in the final round of the tournament. This one is against UK Commandos. I don't get very good early draws here. I don't have any cheap units to throw down. The first is the Moroccans, only at 3. The rest are 6s and 10s. I should have done better with my card swapping at the beginning. I also don't have many orders that can be used against their commandos. I only have 2. 1 suppression and 1 rout. He goes early for commandos on turn 3. Luckily I can get a draw from him. I need to put down as many units as possible to draw away his fire. He's setting up for a push next turn. More units down. I should have pushed in the front line rather than attacking his HQ, because maybe potentially later I would have needed space in my back line to put down a Panzergrenadier to destroy a commando. This is dangerous. I'm at 30 defense now, and I've taken out 2 of his commando raids. I'm feeling very confident here. Sorry, only 1 commando raid. He still has 2 more. Felt like 2, though. I decided to use a Panzergrenadier early, so I need as much unit power as possible to defend my HQ. So far it's going well, though. This commando here that sets your defense to 1 is devastating. 5 potential health is gone. Because he took out the defense on that one, I wanted to make sure I had as much defense as possible in the field. Was this a mistake? Find out. Here comes the second commando raid. And he gets very lucky. He has 2 in a row. And you'll see it is absolutely devastating against my units. You can see my HQ health has gone down from the 30s, now at 14. It never ends. Down to 2. 30 to 2 in one turn. I'm desperately hoping for a draw here. If only I had capitulation or something, it would have saved me. Even suppression might have worked. But I just don't have it. And I try draw after draw, and I just don't draw a crossfire. And unfortunately, even with one commando, he's lucky and hits my HQ 2 times. And defeats me. In this case, I think this game was plagued by bad draws. I should have won that one. But you can see commandos are still very dangerous, even against a deck that's designed to counter them. Since then, I've adjusted this deck. I've taken away my buzz bomb and added an extra Jaeger infantry to draw away more fire from my units and give me an extra draw.